Welcome to the Bestseller Revolution podcast. You know, it's not just about books, it's about you becoming a bestseller in everything you do and revolting against mediocrity. It's about being epic in this one life you've been given, so welcome to the revolution. Hey, Ray Brem here. Welcome to Bestseller Revolution. And today I told you I would talk to you a little about the USA Today bestseller, how to become a USA Today bestseller. And one of the things that, all the people that are hitting the big list, New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, when they're hitting them solo, there's a couple main reasons. One, they're mainstream. They're the John Grishams, all those type of people that just expected to, but they still have their own audiences that buy a lot of those books. The other guys that do it, they've built their own audiences on other platforms. So through their podcasting, through their videos online or so forth, they've built these huge audiences that buy their books, and every time they release a book, it propels them up to those charts. But for you and I who are starting out, how do we get there? How do we get onto the bestseller list? And one of the ways you do it is a Dream 100 campaign. So for the book I have coming out, it's called Author Inc., and it's about how entrepreneurs can use a book to actually build leads and sales, not just for the sake of getting royalties and so forth on Amazon and other platforms. And so I'm bringing in other authors who have audiences as well, and as we share our audiences and we do an anthology book where we each are contributing a chapter, we can create a much bigger audience for ourselves. And so that's really cool. And of course, there's some other side benefits to doing this. And it's not just what I've found as I'm building it now, and I'm about in month 4 of building it. And we've got about 5 months to go. It solves a lot of the problems. Just the whole campaign itself serves a much bigger purpose than getting a book or a title on USA Today as a USA Today bestseller. It increases your audience tremendously, because you think about it. I've got about 30 authors on this book, and we are all going to be sending our list to a page to get people to buy the book in pre-order status, and also get some cool, just unbelievable bonuses. And so they're buying a 99-cent book, and then they're going to get $200 or $300 worth of training from some top people. So it's really cool. But that helps all of our lists, because everybody on every list is going to see the opt-ins, the bonuses, the freebies from everybody else that's on the book. So every author gets a chance to exponentially grow their book, which is really, that's probably the number one thing you could do, right? The other thing it does is, if you follow any Dream 100 stuff, so Russell Brunson talks about it a lot. Dana Derricks, he's the king of Dream 100. He's got a book about it. It is to build alliances with people who can help you sell your products. And in this case, I'm actually Dream 100ing people, get them on the book. So I've gone out and I'm recruiting some people. Some people I don't even really know more than saying hi. Some people I've never met before, but I want to. And we've got a lot of just really high-level talent on this book. So it's actually, me bringing it together has helped build my credibility with the other people on the book. It's going to help all of us build our lists. The other people that are on the book, there's you could call it different tiers, but there's some people that are, A-lister types, and they're going to get exposed to some B-listers and C-listers. And so everybody's benefiting from this. And, that's kind of the Dream 100 side of it. The list building side is another thing. And then we've got, everyone, as people opt into these lists and say, yeah, I want that bonus, I'm going to go grab it. People are just really, getting into the funnels of all the authors and getting to the products that they're really interested in. So it's just a great way to build an audience. And so that's one of the other key aspects of it. And then, of course, the sales that I just mentioned. So really, you're Dream 100ing, you're building an audience, and you're potentially increasing sales to your own funnel. And then you get the bonus of, if you qualify, of USA Today bestseller and or Wall Street Journal bestseller. So those are the two we're targeting. And really the key to what we're doing here is we are, for USA Today, you've got to be on Nielsen Book Scan will count the number of books during the one week, and so we're targeting the week of its release. And it will only count books. It'll only count them if there's two audiences or two platforms that they're bought on. So can't be just Amazon, and it's got to be Amazon something else. In this case, we're doing iBooks, so Apple, and which may be tougher. We're just going to, and we got to get at least 500 books sold on Apple, and then we can get all the rest. We can push all the rest to Amazon. So that'll be pretty cool. And if we get, when we get that done, we're planning to get it done. And then, so it really, if you think about it, we're launching three. It's somewhat complicated because we're launching three campaigns. We're doing a Dream 100 campaign where I'm trying to get some A-listers on the book. We are doing a Apple campaign where we got to try to get 500 books. So we're going to start that sooner than the Amazon. And then we've got an Amazon campaign where we've got to get probably in the neighborhood of 6,000 sales. So we're saying like 500 sales on Apple and then 6,000 on Amazon. So that's the plan. And we've started about 9 months out. I got Adam Hoagie working with me on it, and he's writing a chapter himself. And it's just pretty cool. So we are right in the middle of it. I'm about 2.5 weeks away from releasing it on Apple and working on those 500 sales, and then we will release it on Amazon. So that's the plan. I just want to kind of give you a heads up on how that all works. I'll do a more detailed podcast on it later, but that's what I got going right now. And we are in the midst of changing from spring to summer here in Phoenix, and it's been a cool May, and we are actually, normally it's a lot hotter, and we are now in just about into June, and it's just starting to heat up, and that's where the launch is. It's just starting to heat up on the launch. So listen, if you're ever thinking about trying to get that next title, because look, publishing books, awesome credibility. The next tier up is Amazon, and then about 5 more tiers up, you get that USA Today and Wall Street Journal bestseller. It really kind of cuts you above the rest of all the Amazon bestsellers. And if you ever want to talk about that, I'm going to have some kind of formal program available coming soon. But you can always grab a coaching spot with me, and we walk you through it. And I think I'm not advertising it anywhere else, but you can always do that with me. I think it's $97 or something, but you can just ping me for that. And then if you want a full campaign, coach through a full campaign, there's some ways to do that. So, but anyway, the main point is, what's your next step? And my next step, USA Today, Wall Street Journal. And once we get there, it's going to open up a lot of avenues for us, all the authors on this book. But thanks for joining me today. And this audio-only version of the podcast. And I will talk to you soon. USA Today, Wall Street Journal. And once we get there, it's going to open up a lot of avenues for us, all the authors on this book. But thanks for joining me today, and this audio-only version of the podcast, and I will talk to you soon.
Hey, Ray Brem here. Thank you so much for being a part of the revolution and revolting against mediocrity. We're all in this together, so if you need any help or just a little push, go to bestsellerrevolution.co and check out all the tools and cool stuff we got for you there. And no matter what you do today, be epic. We'll talk to you soon.